This morning I'm taking you through a process that at least I normally do lectures on, which I tagged as in fish farming. Generally, nobody is really perfect in terms of controlling, but what we need to do is that we need to prevent, so that we may not encounter that diseases that may caused by the fishes. So this morning I want to take you through a critical experiment on fish. I was not around for like a week. I was in another state for a mentorship program, but by the time I came back, I noticed some of my fish are dropping. That means they are sick. So I tried to check. The first thing, by the time you experience those kind of an attack on your fishes, the first thing you check is the water. So what I did is that I checked the water. By the time I checked the water, I realized that the water changes, because I normally tell people that if you have an acidic water, that doesn't really matter, that your water will remain acidic forever. Sometimes sometimes it normally caused by raining season. By the time there's rain or sun, so or dry season, that means since it is soil, so water revolves as the climate changes. So the water changes to highly acidic, about 2, very, very acidic, and it started affecting the fishes. Despite that, ammonia setting. Why ammonia setting is that the fish are growing, because they are fast growing seeds, so they are growing, and the speed of their growing, we should have separated it, but they made a mistake because I'm not around, so they left it. So this buffer the ammonia of the water and start killing them. So what I'm having now is that I'm having a little bit inch of infection in the fishes, but I'm giving you this as a lecture, as I said, as a lecture, so that by the time you are into catfish farming, or you are into already and you're having that kind of challenges, there are a lot of ways of going through it. So the first thing I did after coming is, one, I checked the water and I noticed the water is acidic. So as I noticed the water is acidic, the first thing I do is that I have to put oyster shell. You can see I have to remain this oyster shell inside the water, because oyster shell is not there before, since the water is being corrected himself. So the first thing I do is to put oyster shell inside the water. So after putting the oyster shell inside the water, I started checking the fishes. By the time you can see, look at most of the fishes, that most of them are sick because they are hanging. You can see that they are hanging. Why are they hanging? The reason for them to hang is that, one, if your fishes are sick, they will hang. If your fishes overfeed, they will hang. So now I notice that they are hanging, so I need to reduce their water. My means of treating them is that I'm using an antibiotics, that means tricycline on treat them, and chlorphenicol and glucose to treat them. And today I'll be using a bitter leaf, which is a Vanomia mandolina. That's the botanical name for bitter leaf. So I'll be using bitter leaf this morning to treat them, and I'll be taking you through as I'll be doing the treatment this morning. So as you can see, the level, I just reduced the water, and look at the color of the pond. The color of the water is because of the oyster shell. You can see the color of the oyster shell. You can see that it's dropping. That is the color. So that I can retain the stuff. Again, I'm doing so to other ponds here. The same treatment will be done to this pond too as well. It will be done to this pond too as well. It will be done to this pond too as well, and it will be done to that point. So I'm using that now to treat them. So I'll be taking you through as I'm using that. I'm using the bitter leaf to treat the pond. So stay tuned as I will take you, as I will do the process of doing it now.